Hello everyone, a very welcome back to Talking Optimism episode number 4. I really hope that you're all doing well, and today it's an auspicious day in India. It's Vinayaka Chauthi. I'm recording this on Vinayaka Chauthi. So I I pray to Lord Ganesha to bring you all the happiness, health and well-being. And having said that, I really hope that you're all doing well. And now, for all of those who don't know what Talking Optimism is, it's a show where I'll be bringing in a guest speaker, mostly my friends, and I'll be asking them 5 questions and listen to their perspectives and knowledge. Right? That's for you all to listen to. So, without any further delay, let's start the episode. And our today's guest is Robert Arcaz. He's one of my dearest friends from Dublin, Ireland again. Robert is a DJ by passion. You know what? I'll play some of his music in the background just in case. Just a moment. I think it'll be cool. All right. So we'll let that play. And again, to be exact, to talk about Robert has co-founded Papaya with two other passionate DJs and co-founded Groove C Protocol and Higher State UK. He's also into project management and software development. So, a little bit of backstory about how we met. So, we both met on New Year's Eve in a club, I guess. It's called District 8 in Dublin, Ireland. So, for the people who don't know, I'm a huge fan of good music, and I was there at the gigs where Neelix played in Dublin, and when Hot Since 82 played, I was there. And I also used to go to jazz clubs, right? And apart from that, apart from those music, apart from those events, the most events I was there were Rob's events. I was mostly working on weekends, but again I used to arrive late a bit late for his gigs. But again I was there for the most part. So before any further delay, let's bring Robert onto the show.
Hello.
Hey Arvind,
How are you, Robert?
I'm good,
Good to
thanks.
see
How
you.
are you?
Very
Good
well.
to see
very
you.
well. Doing well. So how are you doing? It's been a while, right?
I'm good. Yeah, it's been a while. When did you leave Ireland? Like what? When?
Yeah, my visa got. I had some visa issues, so I had to leave the country. So I left in Jan 2020, and then it all started. The pandemic started.
Yeah, okay. So you probably left in good time, no?
Yeah. I mean, I'm with the family, so they're like fine. So it's good for the family for sure. I mean, I'm with them, so they're doing well. So, Robbie, I'll ask you the first question. The first question is, first of all, it's a personal question. I mean, I've seen you interact with plenty of people in the most desirable way, and I do not have any doubt saying that you're happy, you're helpful, and you're handsome and hardworking. But how do you do it, my friend? I mean, could you share with us what drives you forward?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it takes a while to find what drives you forward, but I think once you find it, it's there with you and it stays with you for the rest of the life. Music is one of the things that drives me forward on a personal level, and it's something that I've been involved with for a long time. And it started as something that I was just simply interested in by listening and by going out. And then I started playing, on Spotify with my friends in their house before going out for a party. So for the first, 5-7 years, it was a very, very much a hobby and an activity that I did. And then I started doing DJing and a little bit of actually making music myself. But I think in terms of the music and where it fits in with my professional life, I think what really helps me a lot is to have a balance between different things that I'm doing in life. So although music is the thing that I'm most passionate about, if I was only to do music, I think I would go crazy because like any other thing in life, too much of a thing of one thing is not really good. So I always try to have a balance with my professional life as well and my working life. And I almost see that I have two things in life that I can rely on. One is my job, and then one is my music, and then one is my family and my friends. So I think I invest an equal amount of effort into all of those things, into my job, my music, and then my friends and my family. And if one goes wrong, then the other two are still there. So it's good to have this balance of things that you put your effort in, because if you put your effort into everything, into one single thing, you don't you risk sometimes
Understand.
being too upset by it. Yeah.
So that's really great to know. Thank you so much for sharing. As I said, Robbie, I've interacted with Robbie for quite a few times, and I have to tell you, he's always he's one of those things. He's one of those people I look up to when it comes to how we interact with others. And we met very much randomly at a party, and it was a good interaction as well again. So yeah, that's good. And so my second question to you is, Robbie, 2020, the past year was devastating for plenty of people, right? And a lot of people, when it comes to job losses, and they suffered a lot. There are a lot of people suffered. So, but again, at the same time, there are people who got competent, who got generous, who got healthy, and who got appreciated for what they have. So how was the 2020 for you? How was your 2020? Could you please let us know?
Yeah, it's a difficult one to answer. I think you pointed out correctly, Arvind. Some people have had a really bad time, and some people have had a really good time. And the way I see it is that the inequalities in the world were maybe increased a little bit as a result of the pandemic. Those people who had a house where they could work from home from a separate room maybe felt that their productivity was increasing as a result of working from home. You don't have to commute. But for other people who say have a family with kids and they have to work from home and they don't have their own space, or for students that don't have a room where they can work, the pandemic was really terrible. And I can only imagine this being even more different depending on which country in the world you live in. So I think on one hand, I felt that in my situation, I was privileged enough to be able to have a space where I can work relaxed and I can focus on my job. but at the same time, I know that deep down inside me, I cannot be too happy about it, because I know that at the same time, other people in other parts of the world are suffering as a result of it. But the way I manage to channel this energy, or this conflicting energy, is in my mind. If I say, well, if I can use this free time that I have, now that I work from home, to be in a job where I can help others, in a way, the fact that I can use my free time to help others ultimately is helping bring back the balance of things. And even though, my one person's actions is not going to change the world, from, a karma perspective, or, a soul seeking perspective, I feel that that's the best I can do. So I'm happy that I can take advantage of working from home, and being in a country where I can still allows me to focus on my job. But at the same time, I'm trying to do something positive with this energy, because otherwise I feel too privileged and too guilty. I think it's something that I always think about. Maybe other people don't. Sorry, maybe other people don't. But for me, it's important to look at everything as a whole, rather than your own individual personality or life.
Yeah, true that. I understand. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. That's a good perspective, to be honest. I mean, yes, there are a lot of inequalities, and uh, we have to be grateful that for everything we had. I mean, I believe that I don't. For me personally, I don't think being guilty is a good thing. But again, being grateful would rather serve us well. Because when we are good, when we are doing well, we'll be able to help others well. So that's what I think, I believe in. Thank you for sharing your perspective, and thank you so much. I'm happy that you're doing well. And my third question to you is that, we all go through challenges, right? I mean, whether professionally and personally, or anywhere else. So could you share with us one challenge that you faced in the past decade, like in the past 2010 to 2020, one challenge you faced, and the one challenge you're currently facing? And if you can share with us, how are you planning to overcome the challenges?
Yeah, I think one of the challenges that I faced is that, or for the last decade, even now, is that I have, once you see the world, and you don't need to travel to see the world. Once, I guess, you open up your mind to what is going on in the world, and you understand that we're all connected, and this place that we live in is something that we need to protect and make sure that everyone enjoys it in an equal way. Once you really realize that, and you really feel it within you, and I feel that here, for me, for meditation helped a lot, and thinking about life from that perspective helped a lot. Once you understand that, the next question that you ask yourself is, well, what can I do? And unfortunately, I have a personality that I always look to do the best thing. I always want to do the best, to find the best. Not necessarily because I have a big ego, but because I like to be efficient. And when I like to be efficient, I like to find the thing that is the most efficient. So the thing that I struggled with was to try and find the job that is the most efficient at helping to solve the problems
Complex.
that I see as complex. And I keep searching for years and years this thing that is the most efficient thing. And I was thinking, at first I was working in IT, then I started working with some local authorities, some local councils, and now I'm thinking, oh, is the most effective thing to go into politics, or is the most effective thing to study economics, because that's where all the money in the world are going from. So I have this never-ending quest of wanting to find the most efficient thing. And I think what I've learned, and what I'm still learning about it, is that there is no such thing as the most efficient thing. Uh, the only way you could find that is if you become the world's dictator and you tell everyone what to do. But I don't think you want to become the world's dictator either. So this idea of the most efficient job out there doesn't exist. So I've learned that no matter where you are and what job you have, you can help in many different ways. And whether or not you can have an impact that is, say, 5 times more important than a person doing something else is not necessarily the key point, because those things have to happen everywhere. So just because you can do a bit more than the person next to you, it doesn't mean that the effort of the person next to you is less important than the effects that you do. You simply have the capacity to do more, and that means you just do more, but it doesn't make it any better or any worse. So my challenge has been to understand that I cannot always do everything, and that I should be happy with the things that I can do from where I am. Still be ambitious, still want to change things, still want to do things, but don't destroy my soul by thinking that I always have to do something even better or even more important. I think ambition is good, but you just have to make sure it works in your favor as opposed to against you.
Exactly. That's great. That's great advice. Thank you so much. I mean, yes, ambition is very good and self-love is very good in that. So, yeah, thank you so much for sharing with us. And my fourth question is again, this is a question I see people talk about a lot because, people are now thinking, because, educator is being disrupted, and in 2021, do you think it's worth pursuing a master's degree? I mean, what do you think so, and why do you think so? Could you please share your opinion?
Yep, no, I'm happy to. A master's degree. So I initially, when I graduated, I studied computer science, and then I worked as an IT person for about 7 to 8 years. And then, as I mentioned before, I became increasingly passionate about changing trying to change the world, trying to make the world a better place. And the more I was trying to do things in my job, the more I realized that actually I don't really know if what I'm doing is actually helping anyone. I didn't know that me working on this project is gonna help, improve somebody's life in this other place. There were so many degrees of separation from what I was doing to what the real impact was. And at that point, I realized that there is so much to learn, that the world is a very complex place, and that you need to constantly be able to keep up with what is going on in the world. And that's a good thing, and that's a bad thing. But I think especially because I studied computer science and I worked in IT, I never really studied about politics or economics or climate change or anything like that. So I reached a point where I felt I want to study. I need to study. It's good for me. It's good for what I want to do in the future. And that's why I went and I did a master's. So for me, the primary purpose for wanting to do a master's was to study and learn more. And I feel that is a very healthy relationship, because you know what you want, and you're doing it for yourself, and the effort you put in is what you get out of it. So I see a lot of people doing masters or even MBAs straight out of university because they think that that is the way you're gonna get a very highly paid job. My advice would be that a master's is really useful when you want to specialize into something. And if you've studied for 3 years or 4 years in university and then you go into a master's, the chances are that after you're going to finish your master's, you're going to start working. You're going to see things from a different perspective than when you were when you're studying. So I think the purpose of a master's might be better suited for somebody who did a few years of working and realized what it is that they enjoy working or what they want to specialize in, and then going and doing the master's. But as I said, the primary thing for me was that I am actually learning and studying something new and finding out new information, not necessarily because it was a financial investment as such.
Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. To be honest with you, for me that's pretty much informative. I mean, when people are talking about doing masters, some of them, I'm not saying everyone, but again, some of them will not have a clue about why to actually pursue masters, and whatever you said, it actually makes sense, and everyone can, people can learn from it if they why to decide for masters. And thank you so much for sharing. So that's what I wanted to say.
No problem.
So my fifth question to you, Robert, is about friendships and relationships, and how much of an impact do you think friendships and relationships will have on one's well-being, apart from upskilling and hard work?
Yeah. So I think there's different ways you can look at it. There's friendships, and then there's connections and networking, so professional connections and friendships. I think everyone needs friends, and everyone can learn from their friends. So I think that having a social life is good, but I think everyone is different in terms of the degree of friendships that you can have. And I have a few friends who are very happy to have 2 or 3 really good friends that they spend most of their time with. They go on holiday together with them, or they chat with them. And they have other friends who have a lot of friends, and they always try to meet new people and do new things as well. I think I find myself in the second category, where I have a lot of friends, maybe because I'm doing music and DJing and parties and I have a lot of friends. But I've also reached a point in the last few years when I'm asking myself, is having too many friends giving me a lot of stress, because I always try to respond to my friends' messages on time. I always want to make sure that I catch up with one friend from time to time, and that means that you have to spend a lot of your time on the mobile trying to arrange between different friends. So I think there is a limit to how many friends you can have as well. So there's no, I guess, good or bad or wrong thing about how many friends you have. Even if you have 2 really good friends and that's all you have and you're happy with that, I think that's absolutely perfect. If you like to have a lot of friends and make new friends all the time, meet new people, I also think that's really good. So I think it just depends, and it just depends on everyone. And maybe, who knows, maybe even people who don't have friends are still happy. So whatever makes you happy, I suppose. In terms of, I guess, the beyond friendship and maybe looking at kind of professional life, I think in having a network of people that you can rely on is also really important. So, for example, I always offer to help people that maybe I haven't necessarily had a strong connection with before, but just offer to help with something, and then in the future, you never know, they might offer you something in return. So even in terms of your professional career, just having that ability to just keep in touch with people from time to time, and the offer your help to other people can be a really good thing. And that can be through charities or through your job or through just simply helping out friends and family. So I think having a balance of friends and I guess uh, working life network of people that can help you is a good thing. So that's how I see it. Yeah.
Thank you so much again. The thing is like, the reason I asked you the question is like, I see, we all see a lot of times people are talking about hard work, hustle, and they're talking about upskilling. And I believe that sometimes having a good relationship, having a good connection, as you said, in a professional circuit, could become handy and would make your probably work day or hour or week of your work easier. So for that reason, yeah, thank you so much for sharing this. Well, so Robbie, finally, so that's the 5 questions I wanted to ask you. But again, if you listen to the show, I generally ask 5 more questions. Short and sweet. They'll be rapid fire. A couple of make it a kind of relaxing environment probably. So my question to you, the first question, is a simple one. What's your favorite genre of music?
House. Yeah.
Perfect. House music. That's good. Yeah. And the second question is, if you have to travel to one place which you have never traveled before, never been to, what would it be? And you can only go to that place once. I mean, you can only go to one place, one of that place.
Mind of that place. Yeah, maybe at the moment I would think of maybe the southern part of Africa, maybe even South Africa or other places around there. Maybe as a region, south of Africa. Yeah.
Perfect. Great. South Africa, probably safaris and all. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's good. So my third question to you is, Robbie, I don't prepare these questions myself. So I have to come up with them. So
yeah.
My third question to you now is, music or what else? Music or computing? Which one would be, if you have to pick one, as a hobby?
As a hobby. Well, music, because I do computers in my day job, so I like to do something different for after work. Yeah.
Perfect. And the fourth question to you is like, if you go invisible, I mean, if you can become invisible for a day, what will you do? I mean, it's tomorrow. You wake up tomorrow and you're invisible. Nobody can see you. So what will you do tomorrow?
Yes, good question. I would maybe just go in people's houses and just observe how they go about their day in their own house. Just see what sort of routines people have and just sit there and observe. Yeah, that's what I would do.
That's cool. Understand. So is that you want to try to learn something, or you want to?
I think it would just be so much fun. I think you will laugh at the craziest. If somebody came and watched me in the morning, like do the things that I do, they're probably thinking, what the hell is going on?
That's cool. Yeah, understand. So yeah, perfect. And the final question to you, Robbie. Another question would be, your favorite pastime, apart from music, apart from working, or apart from meeting friends and parties, one of your hobbies that probably nobody else, not a lot of people know.
Before I got into music, I wanted to program LED lights that they can be used in the club. So when you go out and you want to have a visual effect, you'd have this LED lights that would flash in your face.
Yes.
So I bought an Arduino board, which was the mini computer, and I connected it to a piece of LED lighting that I then had to program so that the LED lighting would respond to the music in terms of the number of lights that were being turned on and turned off at one point. So I was sort of a visual DJ, visual jockey. That's the word, VJ.
That's
There
cool.
was disc jockey, and then VJ is
like
visual jockey. Yeah,
that's cool. I mean, do you still do that? I mean, do you get to do that, or do you get time to do that?
Well, now I'm a DJ, so I'm not a VJ anymore.
All right, cool. I mean, you're still there. I mean, that's good.
I'm still there. Still a jockey.
Yeah, I mean, you play well. First of all the listeners, I mean, if you haven't listened to, I think most of my friends, I mean, some of my friends listen to you already, and some did. If you didn't listen to Robbie yet, I think you should. He has a couple of sets on SoundCloud. I listened to them already, and he plays well. I mean, that's for sure. And you will tell that to me, that's for sure. So that's all for today, and